everyone, and welcome to another costume spotlight video. This time I'm focusing on an 18th century undress ensemble. In this case, undress is a word used to describe casual garments. I've recently become quite fascinated by these. I think it's expected that evening costumes are elaborate, but seeing all the layers and how much work went to garments that were considered casual really puts into perspective how much fashion has changed. I won't be going into it too much in this video since I have blog posts detailing the construction of this dress, but my main inspiration was this jacket from Janet Arnold's Patterns of Fashion. I used materials from my stash for this project. The main fabric is a faux wool flannel with black and brown checks on it. The front of the skirt, ruffles, and stomacher are all made from this loosely woven polyester fabric. The final material is a purple knit with an interesting scaled texture to it. But before putting on anything made from those fabrics, I had to put on the foundation garments, starting with some white stockings. Next up is a chemise made from a lightweight cotton and sewn together with French seams. The stays are next. Mine were made from a Norowa pattern out of an old tablecloth and denim. It's boned with 1/4-inch plastic and has hand-sewn eyelets up the back. Visually I like these stays, but the fit is pretty poor. The back doesn't lace up evenly because of that, and there's excess bulk in areas where the seams were taken in. On top of that, there is a bum pad. Mine is made from 2 layers of pink cotton that were quilted to have 6 sections. Then I stuffed the sections with batting until it had the shape I wanted. This helps create the silhouette that was common in the 18th century, with the skirt having the most volume at the sides and back with a relatively flat front. A petticoat also helps with the shape of the skirt. It adds more volume and makes sure the skirt doesn't collapse near the hemline. I'm wearing a cotton tulle petticoat underneath this project since I find them to be more comfortable, but a quilted petticoat is more accurate. Now the fun stuff, starting with the skirt. This skirt has almost 7 yards of material in it, with the brown portions having a total width of 125 inches. That width was pleated down to 25 inches, so it sits nicely at the waist. The front of the skirt is made from the woven polyester material and has a ruffle near the hem. I left the top edge of this ruffle raw to add a bit more texture. The skirt was hemmed by hand to avoid visible top stitching. There was actually a lot of handwork involved in this costume for that same reason. The skirt ties in place almost like an apron, with slits in the side that let me get it over my head. First, ribbon is threaded through 2 eyelets in the back of the skirt, then tied at the front. Then another ribbon is threaded through eyelets at the front of the skirt and tied at the back. The slits should be covered by overlapping fabric and allow you to access pockets underneath the dress if you wish to wear them. On top of that is the stomacher. This is made from the same polyester material, but lined with canvas to add stiffness. It's also lightly boned and has a ruffle across the top edge. But what makes this special is the embroidery. I drew the design myself and stitched it all by hand. It isn't the prettiest embroidery work, but I'm pretty proud of it. You may also notice the ribbon tabs at the sides. These are so the stomacher can be pinned in place, either to the dress it's worn with or onto the stays, which is what I'm doing. Next up is the jacket. As I said earlier, this was based on a pattern from Janet Arnold's Patterns of Fashions, with a few changes to improve the fit. It's lightly boned, lined with cotton, and features details like matching pocket covers and hand-stitched eyelets. The cuffs are stiffened with interfacing, lined with canvas, and decorated with an ivory ruffle. There are 2 pleats in the skirt of the jacket, which provide enough volume for the jacket to sit smoothly over the wide skirt. The jacket goes on the way you would expect, then lacing is threaded through the eyelets and pulled until the jacket sits properly. For cording, I'm using a braided gimp that has metallic bits woven into it. I like that it adds a bit of texture. After it's laced up, I go through the bottom eyelet again and tuck the excess lacing into the waistband of the skirt. For accessories, I took some inspiration from the show Outlander, starting with a shawl made from the purple knit fabric. This is held in place over my shoulders with a brooch which belonged to my great-grandmother. Then there are the mitts, which were a popular 18th century accessory. These are made from the same material and based on a pattern I found online. The tips of the mitts are folded back over the hand and secured with a pearl button. And that's it! I think this project is very different from anything I've done before, but I really love it, especially the colors and all the different textures that went into it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're interested in seeing more videos in this format, check out the playlist linked down below. And if you want to read the construction notes about making this costume, that will be linked in the description box as well. Thanks again, and I will talk to all of you very soon.